All right, Eric from the Wait For It podcast here at Collective Con. I'm here with Mark Rolston, and you are just kind of a jack of all trades. You're in Aliens, Spider-Man, Young Justice, and so many more franchises. It's an absolute pleasure to get to meet you. This is my first time meeting you, and I like to always kind of ask, what is one of the things that brings you to these conventions? You have so many opportunities, so many roles that you've been a part of. What brings you to take your time on a weekend here in Florida to come out to these conventions?
The weather.
Well, yes, I've been hearing that a lot, and you're getting a mixture of how Florida works out this weekend, so you're going to get it all.
Yeah.
But what else kind of brings you with the people that you see, the fandoms that are involved? What brings you here?
No, in all seriousness, it's all about the fans. You meet lovely people. I mean, my assistant today is a really accomplished person and is fascinating and works in the theater where I started my whole career. And yeah, it's about the fans and having a great time. You meet lots of interesting people and come to fascinating places, and I'm looking forward to the food.
Yes.
Come on, Jacksonville.
Let's go. We've got to show off here with the food, and we definitely have food, weather, and amazing fans, as you mentioned, and so many people being a fan of your work. What does it mean to you to be a part of so many different franchises? I mean, just the amount of mediums that you've covered, TV, movies, gaming, animation, is there something that keeps bringing you back to a particular one? And if not, what keeps bringing you to continue to expand your palette of acting?
Well, I'm an opportunist. I'm an actor. And I love having a broad range of things to do. I started my career in dubbing. I dubbed Jackie Chan's early films into American English, which was great. And, I'm classically trained as an actor, and I love my craft, and I really tried to pick a job that I could do until I die.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want, right? A career.
As long as I'm walking and talking, I'm in the money.
Okay, there we go. That's solid, right? That makes a lot of sense.
Just to share, because you did a lot of talking for an interview.
I know, I'm so sorry.
But just to share, I'm most excited about the Spider-Man game franchise, right? Because, I was in the first installment, and we just finished the second installment, and all you gaming fans, the cinematics get better and better and better, and this next installment will be out in probably 2 years, or 1.5 years maybe. It'll blow your minds. Trust me.
So, see, you're stealing my thunder. That's what it was, As You Are the Star. That was exactly what I wanted to ask, because just your portrayal of Norman Osborn, I really liked, and I'm, hoping we're getting a lot more of that. So I wanted to ask, that's a character that a lot of people have taken a crack at. Does that ever give you, anxiety or any type of, really hesitation to accept a role like that where you have to put your own mark on it?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately that's the game, is to put your mark on it. But yeah, of course there's anxiety. I mean, Willem Dafoe played,
a little alluded.
So come on. But no, every actor has their own perspective and take, and the gaming industry is really interesting. It's like doing theater in the round, and that's what most attracts me to it, because I'm, like I said, I'm classically trained. I come from the theater, and I fell right into it. I feel at home.
Absolutely, and you're fantastic, and I can't wait to see what you have next. My last question for you, and this is a big one. Fandom is a huge thing at these conventions. It's a question I love asking when I meet someone for the first time. A lot of people, Aliens, Young Justice, Spider-Man, these franchises you've been a part of, that's a huge part of their childhood and young adulthood. Was there any form of media, television show, or anything else, you mentioned theater, anything that really made you into the artist that you are today?
Yeah, man, the Three Stooges.
That's a good one. That's a fantastic one.
Of course. The Three Stooges, and I'm old enough to know, the Bowery Boys. You know this one?
I'm aware. My dad would play these shows. Three Stooges was the first one, and we just continued down the line.
Well, that was the day. My father was rather strict in a good way. We only had 2 hours of TV a week. And you could pick your slot. It could be middle of the week at night, whatever. So I always picked Saturday mornings, because there was the Bowery Boys and then cartoons, and then the Bowery Boys. And I watched the Bowery Boys. And, you know, back where I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, people would ask you all the time, your aunts and uncles, so what are you going to be? What are you going to be? What are you going to do? And, you know, I was going to be a fireman. You know, I was going to be a minister. Right? You know, and then so finished watching the Bowery Boys, and I ran downstairs to my father's office, and I said, Dad. I was like 8. I said, I know what I'm going to be. I know what I'm going to be. And he was like, what? I said, I'm going to be a movie actor. And my dad fell out of his chair. And we forgot about it, right? But when I finally actually had the opportunity and had the pure luck and a lot of hard work, finally had my career, my father, you know, I recalled that to him. I said, Pop, you remember I said that, you know? And he was always very supportive, which is great. But yeah, I mean, a lot of it's serendipity. I'm very grateful and humble to the fans, sincerely. You know, that this is how we get to carry on and hopefully doing impactful pieces of TV and film.
Absolutely.
It happens on occasion, or it's just plain exciting. So I can say now, I'm going to be appearing in the next Star Wars installment, Ashoka. Check it out. I'm freaking excited about it.
Oh, I'm stoked to hear that. I'm definitely going to go ahead and try to pull something out of him off camera. But for now, you've been such a pleasure. Thank you so much. And again, in addition to panels we're going to hear today, there's a lot more coming here at Collective Con.
Man, he's a pro.